Perseus. That's me.
That's who you're named after.
Because he was a hero?
Because he was brave and kind and against all odds, he managed to find his way to a happy ending.
I'm going to start off with, what do you admire most about Grover?
I've said this a million times before, but, you know, it's true. He's extremely empathetic and he's very intelligent. He's on, you know, an emotional and a very, like, intellectual level. He's very well-spoken and he's just, like, generally intelligent, but he's also very emotionally intelligent, again. And I think when you're dealing with people like Percy and Annabeth, who aren't as emotionally mature, bringing that maturity is something that, you know, he really does lead.
I like that Walker was Walker, but Leah was Annabeth.
Yeah.
Tell me who's the most like their character without telling me who's the most like their character.
Yeah, there's definitely a few bloopers where I'm like, Walker, you can't do it.
Well, how are you the most like Grover?
I think, well, I read them at such a young age that Grover is such an incredible character. He's so humble. He is he's so gracious about people and their flaws. And I'm not as gracious about that. But again, I read the series at a very young age and it left a huge impression. And that's something I try and carry with me on my day-to-day.
It all feels different somehow.
Percy, you are special. When you're ready to hear what the gods have in store for you, they'll tell you.
Percy, the stories I have told you about Greek gods and monsters, they are real.
So Grover's first reaction to being asked to go on a quest is, I'm going to pack the best snacks. What are your go-to snacks?
Ooh, okay. Are we talking like in general or quest snacks specifically?
Let's go with quest snacks.
Okay, all right. Quest snacks. Protein bars, I think.
Oh, that's so boring. Come on.
I know, I'm sorry. This is like one of my personal favorites. I hate chips in general, except for baked Lays. I could down like 3 packs of those things in one sitting. I love
classic or flavor?
Classic baked Lays. I love those. They're so good. Oh man, what else? I mean, tin cans aside, I guess just, yeah, I mean, anything that kind of helps keep energy up. So not a lot of sugar when you're going on a quest. But definitely a lot of blue food for Percy.
You are a half-blood, and half-bloods are not safe in the world.
Everything has been training for what's still ahead of you.
Hold on.
Logistically, of what you can talk about, what was the most challenging scene?
I think this is something that me and Walker did, the Minotaur sequence, 100%. Because we did also have to refilm that. I think the footage got corrupted or they lost it or something like that. Yeah, I know. That was, I think, in total, pushing 3 weeks of filming. And it was our first introduction on it was our first introduction on how much the show asks of you. But, you know, we're all incredibly grateful that we had such an incredible crew to kind of back us up.
I know it sounds daunting, but you won't be alone. A quest is always undertaken by 3.
How about emotionally?
I mean, I guess also the Minotaur scene, but for Grover, in, I believe, the 3rd episode, he kind of has a moment with his uncle Ferdinand, who, you know, Grover's entire thing is he's a child of Pan. He wants to go find Pan. That's a satyr's entire purpose. And he thought Ferdinand, you know, made it. He thought he was living his life somewhere, like doing his quest, maybe talk to Pan. And then he gets to not even Trenton, and he realized that his uncle Ferdinand never made it. And that was a difficult moment because it was also like in the volume stage and in a box that they built on. So it was very hot. But yeah, our acting coach helped a lot with that.
What is the first time you felt represented on screen? Because a bunch of people are going to get to watch Percy Jackson and see people who look like themselves and go, whoa, maybe sans the legs part.
That is a fantastic question. Thank you for asking that. I think a lot of like people that I looked up to who look like me and have also made it are comedians. So like Virdas and Kumail Nanjiani and, you know, Aziz Ansari, a lot of these incredible actors, they are kind of comedians. And Kumail Nanjiani is kind of one of the only people who I could look up to who genuinely made it as a lead, as someone who grew throughout a series. And I think I'm extremely honored to, hopefully be able to be someone that people look up to. Not that I'm, assuming that people are going to look up to me, but the fact that I get to not play a geek or a nerd or just like someone to laugh at, but that I actually get to play someone with depth and emotion and who actually has a story of their own is, incredible.
Maybe I won't even need a sword. I'm gonna need a sword.